No, he was good. Looked like he used his pitches, used his changeup more tonight. I thought he pitched more inside tonight. And I thought the first was going to go easy. He gets the first two guys, I think 6, 7 pitches, and then gets himself in a little trouble there. So, but he was really good after that.
What do you think JT's home run did for you? I mean, obviously Kershaw's coming back, and no one really knows what it puts you on the board. And
yeah, I think it gets us on the board and it gets us out of the gate, and it gets you a lead, and maybe Jose gets to relax just a little bit. I don't know if it does. It's always nice to score first, but we've done that a lot and not been able to kind of follow up. We were able to follow up that second inning, get another one, scratch for another one, and then get a couple late, a little later, and to be able to tack on, and that really was the difference.
What are your thoughts on Clayton first start off the deal?
You know what's funny? I'm not really watching him pitch in that game. I'm really kind of watching our hitters and how we're trying to see if we're staying with what we're trying to do with him. And I thought we did a pretty good job of making him pitch. And again, I've seen him really good. Obviously, he's just coming back, so he didn't seem as sharp as he can be.
Jose got, I think, 102 when you got him out after 7. Any kind of thought of, and we're getting toward the end here, but any kind of thought of maybe the 8th, or how you see
No. We've been careful with him all year long. We've had the plan not to get too far with him. I'm not sure what his high is, 115 or something, maybe once. But we've kept him, under 7 innings. And at that point, we trust our guys out there. Obviously, Claude coming in there, you trust him with just about anybody, and we trust the other 2 guys too, with Fernando and AJ. So you feel like you're in a good spot.
How tough is it to go get Fernando there? I mean, obviously it's going to,
a little tougher, a little easier because of Cleveland and knowing that game kind of got away from him and just can't let him do that. And it's easier when you have AJ, who really was our closer up until the finger injury, and then moving Phelpsy to the rotation and things like that. We end up feeling like that was the best situation for us because we felt like we could have went 1+ with him and Claw. But it makes it a little easier when you have AJ out there.
So you close now by,
You know what? We definitely wouldn't make a decision tonight, and you would not be the first person I would tell if we were going to do anything different. We always talk to our guys first to make sure everybody understands what's going on. So anything we would do, we would make sure we discuss it with guys first.
What did you see from AJ when he got in there?
I just threw strikes, right? And AJ's a guy that can pitch backwards. He can use his breaking ball. He can pitch backwards with that and got ahead in the count. With that, I thought. The first guy hits the ball pretty good. Kind of scared us a little bit. And then he kept getting ahead in the count, which makes him a lot more effective without, he's got velocity and he's got a number of pitches. But when he's getting ahead in the count, it really puts the hitter at a disadvantage.
Don, after the JT home run, that second run was Johnson, drove it in. What did you see there as a kind of maybe jumped on a high off-speed pitch, perhaps?
No, that was a curveball, I believe, and just stayed out there for him. So, and Chris, the reason for him today, he hadn't hit him really great in the past, but he's a guy that has seen him and has some at-bats off of him, so he knew he'd have some type of, game plan, for him and kind of stay with the attack that we were trying to do today.
Don, yelling on the bunt, is that him seeing that situation?
Yeah, that's him. Somebody said a squeeze or something, like 2-out squeeze. I never heard of that one. But, no, that's on his own. I think he sees the guy back, and I'm not quite sure he wanted it that soft. He probably wanted to go firmer where there would be no play at all. Randall made a pretty nice play, really, and almost getting him there. But that's on his own.
A little scary moment with the umpire and Ichiro, that exchange.
Yeah, the ricochet, that was kind of different. And I think it seemed like Brian got hit earlier in the game too, and because Cozy was right there, and he looked like he got hit a little bit early, and looked a little dazed that time, and then that one they were quick with it, so that was it's the right thing to do.
Tony, have you been able to pinpoint what's the main difference between Rodney, what he did with San Diego, those innings only allowing 1 earned run, and now in this third 30-something innings, having an ERA of almost 6.
Well, it's just different. Obviously, changing teams in the middle of a season. I know Fernandez did that some, but there's really no, for me to be able to pinpoint it, I would not be the one to be doing it. Obviously, he's had actually a lot of success with the saves until the Cleveland game. I don't think he had blown one until then. He got roughed up a little bit in the role when he was in the 8th inning, and we kind of looked at that as possibly the adrenaline thing. And then with the injury with AJ, it seemed to be a pretty easy transition. And then recently it seems like he hasn't been able to, again, I think command is a big issue. In Cleveland, it got him in trouble tonight when you don't locate and can't continually get ahead in the count. But it seemed like every time he threw a fastball tonight, they were on it. So it's another area that we'll look at as far as, I know those guys are pretty good over there about tipping and what's going on with the glove or something else. So we'll pay attention to that with him, because every time he threw a fastball tonight, they were right on it.
Does AJ look like he's getting back to where he was before the end of the year?
I think AJ's been fine. And I don't think he's 100%, to be honest with you. And I think he still has some, that thing's going to be sore for pretty much probably the rest of the year. But he's been doing fine. His command's been better. He's had a little incident here or there where he has some command issues, but for the most part, he's been pretty good command-wise.